Hi there, come on in.
Hello.
Hi Lauren, nice to see you again.
You too. How are you doing?
Good, please have a seat. Alright, so how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Excellent.
How are you?
Doing well. Why don't we just go ahead and dive in and get started? Just as a reminder, I'm going to be taking a couple notes and just making a few notes for myself to reflect on a little bit later, alright?
Okay.
Alright, fantastic. So, bring me up to speed. How was your last week? When we talked last, you had mentioned that cleaning is one of your areas of improvement.
Yeah. Well, since last week, I met somebody.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have a new boyfriend.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, we started dating like 3 days after we met, and it's not weird.
Oh, great. Great.
It's supposed to be weird. It's supposed to be like, wow, this is happening so fast, but it's really not.
Sure.
So I'm really excited about that, and so that's had a huge improvement on my energy.
Oh, fabulous.
I feel more motivated to feel and be all kinds of ways.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing that's nice is I don't feel like I have to like clean the house to impress him. I don't feel like I have to act a certain way to impress him or to make him happy or anything like that. Like, I want to make these changes for myself because I feel so good at this time in my life. Like, I feel awesome.
Okay.
And I want to like maximize that energy. So
I hear what you're saying. Last session, you had mentioned a few times that you felt it was important to keep a clean house because of a relationship you were in, or hypothetically were in. And that sounds like that's not the case in this new relationship that you're in. Is that correct?
No, it's correct. That's not. Nothing is expected of me for once. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
And I'm like, I feel weird about that. It's like, oh shit, when's the other shoe gonna drop? You know?
Sure.
But, you know, and I think that it's really interesting that I have this new relationship that is so much unlike my relationship with my ex Andrew, who was just constantly miserable, constantly just needing and taking, and it was never enough, and it made me feel like I wasn't enough. So it was like I was trying to do all of these things for someone else, and now I was like scraping at the bottom of the barrel for energy.
Okay.
Like, I was turning to cleaning to find like feeling better.
Okay.
But now I'm feeling better, so now I want to clean.
Okay. That's a really good point, and I do want to stay focused on kind of the topic at hand. I think that it's really important to think about, you know, how relationships impact our lives, but from what I understand, you want to focus on cleaning, and that is what you are kind of driven towards. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So
I was just about to come back around to that.
Right, and they are correlated.
At cleaning.
They are correlated, but I do want to stay focused on what is bringing you into therapy and what you are wanting to identify. So within this session, I'm looking to kind of work with you to set some goals and maybe evaluate some assessment, kind of based after what happened, what we went over last week versus what we're going to go over this week. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, fantastic. So, looking a little bit closer at cleaning, I've got a few kind of assessment-based questions to ask, and that will give me a better idea to what kind of priorities you're setting for yourself to reach your kind of end goal of maintaining a clean habitat. So, how do you define a clean home? What is a clean home for you?
A clean home, ideally, is just one that doesn't ever get messy again. Like, it's just magically clean. But I like for there to be no clutter. Things are organized in their proper spot. Not too many possessions, because I don't know, I just don't like a ton of stuff.
Sure.
Um, Dishes done. That's a huge one. I have a hard time keeping up with, and getting the trash out.
Mm-hmm.
Laundry done, bed made. So basically like a bunch of little tasks
Mm-hmm.
that add up into one big task, but it's hard to ever accomplish that big task
Uh-huh.
because you get one little thing done. You can get all the little things
All
done,
of them.
but once one of the little
Right.
things
Right.
is undone, the whole thing's undone.
Do you think that you can pinpoint one type of cleaning that is either your least favorite or the hardest?
A task that would take longer than 3 minutes.
Okay.
So like dishes.
Okay.
That's like a whole process because, there's several steps to just washing one dish,
Right.
and then you have to do that like 30 more times.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you don't do it well enough, then you have to do it again. And
Okay, so it sounds like time is a factor in what
repetition.
Time and repetition are factors that determine which cleaning tasks are going to get done kind of in priority.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So let's dive into some goals. What kind of goals do you think you are going to set for yourself for next week? Overall goals that you want to set for yourself in regards to cleaning your home.
I'm having trouble coming up with any one particular goal because I feel like I've tried a lot of different things. I've
Mhm.
tried breaking it down into smaller pieces, and when I have that attitude, none of it gets clean at all.
Okay.
And then, because I'll do like one task, but then the other 9 go undone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've tried setting a schedule. That is a little tricky because I procrastinate.
Sure.
So I'm not really sure where to start.
Okay. Maybe I have another question that I can ask that will help kind of get the ball rolling on where we can set these goals. What exactly does cleaning do for you on an emotional level? Does it relax you? Does it give you anxiety? Does it give you peace of mind? What does it do for you on an emotional level?
It makes me feel accomplished and it makes me feel proud.
Okay.
And so when I do clean the house and it is looking the way that I want it, I feel awesome. But because it's such a tightrope walk, like it has to, like it's so easy to have it all get messed up again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I feel like I work very hard for like 5 minutes of feeling accomplished and feeling proud and feeling the way that I want to feel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I feel like I don't even have enough time to enjoy that
Right.
emotion. So it's like
Right.
sort of like I get tired of trying. But yeah,
Okay.
my goal is to feel accomplished.
Is to feel accomplished.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's strategize a little bit and try and fit some of these puzzle pieces together in a way that will make you feel accomplished while also reaching some of your goals to living in a cleaner house and keeping a cleaner house. How does that sound? So, do you have any ideas off the top of your head and ways you can reach that kind of satisfaction of maintaining a clean house that you have not tried before?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. What kind of goals would you like to set for yourself that you haven't tried before in order to keep a clean house? As you'd mentioned before, you've tried scheduling, you've tried getting into routines and habits. Are there any types of methodologies that you have not tried before that we can utilize to reach these goals?
The only other thing I can think of that I haven't tried already is maybe like one thing that makes me clean the house that doesn't make me focus way too much on it. Okay. If I'm having people over, and I know that they're coming over, and I start cleaning the house, I'm cleaning the house and I'm excited that my friends are coming over, and I don't care that it's messy.
Right.
So, like when they leave, and it's often messy when they leave, but so it's not necessarily a foolproof plan, but that is really the only time where I'm actually like cleaning the house, where I'm not like dwelling on the fact that it's just going to get messed up again.
Okay.
Because something fun's happening.
Okay.
Like getting messed up again.
Sure. Well, maybe then we can set one of your smaller goals for the next time to maybe reflect a little bit on how providing a clean space for your company, for your friends, for your partners, how that makes you feel on an emotional level, and using that to drive your incentive to clean your house in the first place. So I am going to say that one of your goals should be reflecting on your emotional reactions towards cleaning and how it makes you feel to have a clean space for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my suggestions is for next session, maybe you set a goal for yourself to journal a little bit on before you clean your house, how you feel, after you clean your house, how that makes you feel, and just write a few sentences down and try and harness those feelings, and we can bring those back into our next session and kind of go over that and see how we can use that feeling to kind of provide incentive for you to clean your house.
That sounds good.
Okay. There's also a lot of different ideas that you can do that are similar to journaling. You could take a picture of your space before and after. You could reflect on that. You could use that as kind of a prompt to write down some of your ideas. So how does that sound as setting some goals? Maybe writing down and journaling your feelings about clean houses or your clean space.
I think that's a good place to start, because I feel like there's something yet that like it's not all totally adding up. Like, okay, so it's messy, I clean it, and then it gets messy again, so I don't want to clean it. Like, there's something emotional there that I'm not quite understanding yet. I think that's a great idea.
Okay, great. Yeah, that sounds like a very kind of cathartic and expressive way for you to get the motivation to clean. It sounds like you clean for other people as well as for yourself. And so maybe reflecting on some of that in a written form will help to spark some of that incentive.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Awesome.
Okay, great. Is that something that we can try and set as a goal for next session next week? Okay, great. Would you like to reflect on how many times you want to write in your journal? How many times you want to be cleaning for next week? Is that something you want to do every day? Is it something you want to...
I think I would set the goal to at least do it once, but then no more than 2 times. I think it'd be interesting to like compare and contrast 2 different events, like, 2 different cleaning days.
Sure.
Notes, but at the same time, at least once would be good.
Okay. All right, great. Are there any other goals that you'd like to have set for next session?
I think this should be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, today we talked about kind of where your incentive comes from to clean in the first place, and assessing your interactions and relationships with other people. It sounds like your motivation for cleaning comes from kind of an expressive and social place. So I think that by setting goals in reflecting your emotional reactions to having a clean space before or after company, or having a clean or dirty space with a new partner, is all very important kind of reflections that you should accumulate. So I like that we have our goal set for next session, that you want to write down your emotional reactions to having a clean house or a dirty house. And do that at least 1 to 3 times for next session. Okay?
Perfect.
And so for next time when you come in, what we'll do is we'll review these goals. We'll check in. I'll see where you're at and how you've done in obtaining them. And we'll check your overall progress.
Okay.
Does that sound all right? All right,
Thank
Lauren.
you.
Well, thank you very much for talking today, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
All
Take
right.
care.
Bye.
Bye.